Well, I cleaned up the welding table today. Isn't this amazing? Well, you probably don't think it's amazing, but it's usually a mess. It's covered with stuff on the top and it's hard to work in here, and I'm always shoving stuff out of the way to get a project on it. And it's fairly well cleaned up, but a lot of the disposables and different things get covered, you know, with a black dust from grinding and welding. So I've got a spot over on the wall over here that would be great for a cabinet, and I'm going to redo an old kitchen cabinet into something that'll work for to store all the welding supplies. Well, we have this old kitchen cabinet that was actually in the chicken coop for many years. So it's filled with chicken coop dust, and the door's actually split. The shelf is sitting on a chunk of 1x6 cedar. So I think we'll put a new door on it, just out of birch plywood. Put new shelves in it, clean it up obviously, and probably paint it matte black with a bed liner material or something that we got sitting around the shop. I'll cut a new door, beveled it on the edges there, just a piece of birch plywood. Cleaned up the box, added another shelf and adjustable shelf holes with pins. The sides are still rough particle board, so I think we're gonna do something different with that. Maybe put some rough cut red fur on the sides to dress it up and to offset the matte black. I ended up not having any bed liner, not enough to do it in the spray can, so I actually used this Rust-Oleum high heat, which gave it a nice matte black finish though, and that was what I was looking for. It actually turned out pretty decent for an old farm cabinet. So we've got this rough cut red fur. I think it'd make some good siding to the cabinet. Obviously it isn't wide enough, so we'll have to put another piece in there, but I think that'll look pretty good offset with the black on the front. For a handle for it, I think it really needs something rustic. And we've got this old railroad spike that I think would be perfect. We'll weld on a couple of fasteners that you won't see that'll go into the door and be able to put a nut on the back side of it. I grinded down both tips of the railroad spike. Now I'm going to weld on some 1/4-20 bolts to each side of the railroad spike, and then that'll allow us to bolt it on as a door handle. With a lot of rusty metal pieces that I do, I like to put on penetrol. It brings out the richness of the rust, and I think it looks very good on rusted metal surfaces. Just puts a little bit of a shine on it, but it still brings out the red rust of an old nail like this. We're about done. On this side of the cabinet, I took an old tin can that we found out on the road here leading up to the farm and hit it with penetrol to keep brushes and stuff in for the parts washer. On this side of the cabinet, I welded up a couple of bent old carriage bolts to hold the 2 clamps I use most in welding, and then another little rusty cup for pins. That's it for this project. We have a place to put stuff away now and keep those essential tools safe. Thanks for watching.